All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everything in between. Welcome to the fucking SBL quarterfinals, baby. I'm AJS0, and tonight I am here with 30 and the Xmas Tree to break down this clown fiesta known as the fourth third place game. Guys, how's it going?
Pretty good.
Good. Ready for this fucking game to finally happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, same. So just to fill everyone in real fast, we're gonna blow through these MVPs. Thermidor, Evelyn, and Xmas Tree got them. God bless their souls. They were awesome in Week 10, which was so long ago. And no one even really cares about those because the real MVP awards are coming soon. But since we're running late, we're gonna just leave it at that. So this week's matchup going to be a little different than we expected. Vivaret unfortunately had some real world issues and was unable to make tonight's matchup. So the SS Boosted Friendship will be running their full roster versus Triple B with an emergency substitute as Mr. Coffee also was unable to play. So they're going to be running Beatboxer Woogie, presumably at the 80 carry position. He's currently Gold 2, was middle of Platinum last season, so probably not much pressure on that guy because these games probably don't matter to him, but a lot of pressure on the rest of Triple B, in particular Blabuer, to kind of make up for the slack. Because obviously this team, they played one game versus Waifu Superstar this season without Vivaret, and I mean, they looked lost in that game.
Yeah, it's gonna definitely be an uphill battle. Vivaret has performed pretty well throughout the course of the season and has always been a very consistent player, kind of that rock carry that they can depend on when it gets to those late game situations.
Absolutely. That's the consistency to me is the biggest thing about Vivaret that this team's going to be missing. Because he's really had the same level of play every week, and it's been a solid level of play. I thought he was the second or third, or one of the top 380 carries in the league this season. I thought there was a pretty distinct top three.
Yeah, no, I agree. And the fact that you have to throw in a random player that most likely a lot of these players haven't played with, I think it might be Blab's friend, so Blab might have a little bit of synergy with him. But aside from that, it's for the bot lane, Failed Destiny has maybe never played with this guy. He might have an extremely different play style than Vivaret. They don't know his champion pool. And usually when you come into best of five, especially playoff matches, you might want to plan a couple things out team composition wise, and that might be all thrown out the window now.
Yeah, and it's not like they're going up against, some top of the map centric team. SS Boosted Friendship has been carried by their bot lane. Risquect and Evelite both in the contention for best in the league at their position, and together as a duo been just elite this entire split. So Failed Destiny and Mr. Woogie here not going to have a whole lot of time to get up to speed if they want to win this series.
So this week of the SBL, this is the first week on what I'd like to consider an entirely new game in 6.9. So this will be very interesting. I'd say I don't know if there was actually a very big meta impacting patch that happened throughout the regular season in the SBL. I mean, obviously season 6 came and there was a lot of preseason changes, and this whole season has a whole slew of changes, but usually I think all the teams are very set with those ways going into the regular season, and the only changes were like basically champion balances. But now this is so different. Mid lane mages got a total rework. The dragons, the Rift Herald, like these are all really big changes that teams need to know how to play around. I don't even know. We haven't even seen a professional game on this patch yet, have we? I mean, aside maybe some Jump Challenger stuff.
Yeah, there has been absolutely nothing on this patch. And just a heads up, we did just begin the draft. If you want to pull it up on stream.
Okay.
But yeah, I am super excited to see what I am dubbing the first professional matches on 6.9 because this is a completely different game, and I think it actually kind of worked out all right for these teams that we had a week off last week because you do need to shift your playstyle as a team quite a bit. It's so much more early game centric. You don't want to be giving up those dragons or the new Rift Herald And I am really excited to see what these two teams have in store between the new picks and how they play around objectives differently.
With all the new AP mages being changed, there's like we could see a rework champion in almost every lane, including the jungle.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Not from one team, but overall, I'm saying. Because you've got Rand or Zyra in the bot lane, you've got Vlad top, Malzahar can go mid or jungle.
Yeah, and they can even build a whole bunch of items that none of us know what they do.
Yeah, I mean, I already didn't know what a lot of the items did, like, going into the season. Now I really have no idea. Yeah, also... Devour is not really a thing anymore. Like, literally all, Devour got removed from the game and Blood Racer took its place, and so all of the champions that use Devour very effectively are now essentially garbage, like Shyvana, Master Yi, and we've seen quite a few junglers this season in the SBL tried, like they sort of tend to play those types of champions, so it's totally different too in the jungle.
Yeah, could definitely have some huge playoff implications, as first seed TDO probably not going to be really competitors now that they can't cheese their way in the jungle with Power champs. But into these picks and bans here. So we got 6 bans out real fast there, and not a single one of the 6.9 champs banned across the board. I mean, I guess technically Vel'Koz, but that's been 100% ban rate against Blabour this season. No reason for that to stop, really. And that's going to turn into a Malzahar first pick for the SS Boosted Friendship, which is obviously going to be a flex pick. Super, super strong. Has been nerfed a little bit on the hotfix, but still highest win rate champ on champion.gg for both the mid lane and the jungle.
That's real bad when that kind of stuff occurs. When you're topping win rate in 2 different roles. I honestly have only seen one Malzahar. I mean, it's usually always banned in solo queue games or even normal games, so...
We've first picked it a few times, and more than half of those games, the enemy team dodged as soon as we first picked it.
Yeah, so I'm not even quite sure, like, where's Malzahar's, like, power come from now? Like, is he early game, mid game centric? Like, well, obviously we don't even know where this is going. This might go mid or jungle.
The only thing I know about Malzahar is that he's very good at soloing dragons super early, like level 4, kind of like, old school Fiddlesticks or Nunu had various points in time. Because his W now spawns as Voidlings, and it spawns multiple at once, and he just walks up the dragon, doesn't take any damage, he gets that early dragon, which, as we were discussing earlier, is super, super awesome for any team to get early on this patch.
Mm-hmm.
So just the fact that pick is in this game, that is going to be the points I am watching, is how early boosted can force down a dragon.
Yeah, I mean, if they, like you said, they have a champion that can potentially solo it, and they push out the mid and bot lane and set up some good vision, they could easily sneak it and take it early. I do like the first 2 picks, though, out of Fatty Bargain Bin with Gragas and Maokai. Maokai, I think, is probably the best tank in the game right now. A lot of high contention in the MSI tournament that just happened, so, I mean, he can do it all, and he can survive the laning phase, and he has great teleport ganks, and he just becomes this unkillable monster in the late game. And I think that's something Patty Bargain Bin needs is some kind of reliable front line to try to maybe protect their new AD carry.
Yeah, just the way this team has played all season, Blabour's, unless he's playing his Scion, he's going to be playing something that's a bit further back. So it makes sense just to pick a tank line and let this AD carry, maybe have something that's a little easier to play into. When you have 3 BP tanks on a team, that you can kind of just, do your thing as an AD carry, and you'll make it out all right. You're going to right-click some dudes. They're going to hopefully die more than you do. And it'll fit into the style that Vlad's going to be playing as well.
Yeah. Also, but, I mean, really, really strong picks coming out of Boosted Friendship now. Caitlyn, Braum, Echo, and Azir, so we get to see Thor's Azir play once again. Echo most likely going into that top lane, going to On the Win, so it's some very comfort champs for Boosted Friendship.
Yeah, the only thing that's really particularly new is the Malzahar. And I think that is totally fine for this team. We've seen I don't think the picks have been the issue for this team. It's just been inconsistency in the play itself. Stick to what's comfortable, especially because you're up against a team playing with a sub. If I'm boosted friendship, I feel like we can kind of just go in, pick stuff that we're comfortable on, and we will do fine.
And the last pick overall for Blue is gonna be Brand. And once again, I don't see a lot of Brand either. I feel like he has a very high ban rate as well. I think he is very strong in the support role again, but I assume he's also very good mid as well.
It is. Most of his all his spells basically work exactly the same as they did before, but they reworked his passive. So now not only do people burn for an amount, but if he hits 3 spells on person, you'll see this ring goes all the way around. It's like 2 or 3 seconds. They pop for a % health, and that scales with his AP. And if you're building full AP, that can get, like, late game, that can get up to 30% health.
Yeah.
It's a lot of damage.
And, we saw what Sword and Mace could do 2 weeks ago on that Brand jab. I mean, obviously pre-rework, but...
Yeah.
it was just a nice kind of reminder, like, easing us into the fact that, yeah, Brand puts out a ton of damage in team fights. And even if how he's done it has changed a bit, he still does that.
Yeah. He's always done that. I guess even historically, Brand has always been this high damage nuker of a mid lane mage, and basically his only weakness, and that's how he's balanced around, is his immobility. He kind of just walks around, has no gap closures, no dashes, no escapes, relies on flash heavily to escape, and
his escape is largely hitting his stun, which requires him to hit 2 spells.
But like we said earlier, I think this composition that Bad Bargain has assembled, they even have the Trundle in the support role now, so they have 3 frontliners to try to protect this Twitch and Brand, who sometimes, both at least Brand, but sometimes Twitch has some problems getting jumped on as well. The stealth isn't a very a consistent way to get out of harm's way. You have to, when you activate stealth, you have to not take damage for a little bit before you go invisible. So I like this composition, actually. Batty Bargain has always troubled me with their drafts throughout the season, but I like this one for game 1.
Yeah, the only question I have is, has Failed Destiny played Trundle at all this season? It's not something I'm recalling off the top of my head.
I don't know. I feel like he's definitely had some Trundle games in the past, like maybe in some custom in-houses or just normal games, like looking at his profile. But yeah, I don't think any regular season game he's played Trundle. It is a relatively easy champ, so I believe in Failed Destiny to pilot it pretty well here.
All right, so I got 2 bits of information from Twitch chat I want to share before we get into this. First of all, might not come to as a surprise, but Dubdrum has 0 games in his match history as Malzahar. Neither does Thor, for what that's worth. So, it's fairly Dubdrummy to just pick a champ that he knows is strong and figure it out on the fly.
Yeah, and I feel like that's a little bit of disrespect as well, going into a playoff match.
Oh, I absolutely agree. We're not talking like 67% release Skarner rework win rate here. Like, Mal's is good, but you have to play it properly. And then the other bit of information is Beatboxer Woogie is not an only child. His brother, I believe, maybe sister, I don't know. You're on Twitch, so I'm assuming this is a dude we got here. Cheering him on in Twitch chat, and that's good because every only child I've ever known has been awful as a team player. So we got some hope for this AD carry here, folks.
It's going to be really interesting how he plays with this team who has played for 10 plus weeks together at this point now, how he fits in there.
So to me, this entire series is going to, if I had to make a prediction before game 1, this entire series is going to come down to Blab, though. As much as I want to talk about everything that Boosted does and everything that everyone else on Triple B does, Blab is going to have to be playing at his peak level for Batty Bargain to win this series. If he's just good, this will be over fast. And he is definitely a player that is capable of playing at that level. So I'm really excited to see if he's able to step up tonight or not.
Yeah, and going off maybe last season's results, not always the best playoff performance. So yeah, this
I
is
know
his chance
it
to try
didn't
to
help
turn that around.
last season. I know there were a lot of shot calling issues on his team. I'm not sure who stepped up when those games counted. I know, especially he was trying really hard to carry his bot lane in some of those games, and I mean, some things are just too heavy.
Yeah. I can't right click. God damn it. How many shots are gonna be fired tonight, man?
It depends. Are we going to 3 games or 5?
I can't
just
seem to
quick
right click
scan in the map.
spectate here.
Uh,
Did he allow spectators at this?
I hope so. One sec. We're
Interesting.
gonna find out.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Well, we do have both teams lined up very close to each other. This could turn into a 4v5 if they go now, but Maokai is making his way down. Could turn into a 5v5 team fight.
30 seconds until
Oh,
minions
and
spawn.
here we go. Oh, Trundle getting stunned up, and he's fairly low. He flashes over the wall to get out of there, and it doesn't look like
This is gonna
anyone-
be so
don't think
unfortunate
they're
if
gonna-
we have to remake.
Yeah, no one going down there. Trundle did have to burn his flash to make it up. Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna try to
Twitch
see
with the heal.
We can get somebody else if people are capable of spectating this game.
Minions have spawned.
30. Try VPNing if you have one.
Well, it's not a matter of like that. I know that problem was you're able to spectate, right? And then it would just air out. I don't even have the option to spectate.
I've had that as well. I guess I don't know if that fixes it or not.
It's almost like the game didn't allow spectators.
I've seen that before too on games that did allow spectates. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, spectate game is grayed out for me as well, so I think they just made this game without spectators.
That's all right. You can play by play. I'll color cast.
I just left to see if I could test this myself.
Ah.
That was a poor choice.
Tree, take it away.
Oh, I'm not probably just make these guys remakes, to be honest.
Oh well, was there
You
stuff
should
that
make
happened?
that choice soon.
Is there kills?
I already
No,
messaged
there's no
Flab to
kills.
pause the game.
Okay.
We're gonna watch this. So the pause should be coming in at about 3:15 to 3:30 range. I assume it's already paused in real time. I'll BRB.
Yes.
User left your channel.
We're looking to wait about 30 seconds, and then we'll see if anything happened. I'm highly doubting it from where everyone is sitting right now. Both junglers are just are still working through their jungle camps, so no ganking happening yet. It's a lot of passive play, which works very well if we do have to reset this, because no one wants to have a huge gold lead and have to reset things. The pause should be coming up fairly quick. Hopefully. And we can see where.
Yeah, and then we'll also need to rearrange champion icons when we remake. If we do, that is.
Oh, and they're actually going in on Mick. He's getting ganked. Oh, Mick flashes out, but a flash from Captain and first blood. Oh, and Stripe gets taken low as well. That complicates things. And there's the pause.
Ah.
Not 10 seconds after first blood.
Oh man. That's the worst. Well, here. Goddamn, should we test something here? This is. Tournament draft.
User
Allows
joined
Hey,
your channel.
30, you want to hop into a channel with me real fast?
Yeah.
User left your channel. User left your channel.
So how's everyone doing tonight? So, I assume by now the players are watching the stream, confused as fuck as to why we had them pause. And of course, Swift had the great idea of leaving game when he already knew 30 couldn't join it. No huge leads in any lanes, really. Obviously, the jungler's getting a kill and getting killed, respectively. Echo for SSB captain with the biggest lead here. Kill in about 7 CS. CS not unexpected at this point in the game. Maokai normally has some trouble CSing against champions with range or range spells. I feel like we need some Jeopardy music. I hope you all like silence. So for anyone who's on, we are waiting to see what we're going. We now have 2 casters who can't join the game. So it's kind of hard for them to do their job.
So, Dan, you and Tree are actually going to cast this first game. That seems like the best solution. So, they should be unpausing pretty quick here. So in 3 minutes, you guys will have some action again.
All right.
Well, hello everyone. I've
User
been
left
here
your
the
channel.
whole time.
Well, Dan, since Swift had the great idea of leaving when he knew 30 couldn't join, it's now you and me.
Nice. Okay, well that's solid. I'm all right with that because we're gonna do some casting up in this ma. So right off the bat, I saw Malzahar picking up that first blood onto Gragas right before he paused. I'm not sure. I was kind of half paying attention because I wasn't supposed to be casting at that moment. But if we could rewind it back, it looked like it was just a pretty solid counter gank out of Malzahar, just roaming right up the river. Mick usually runs a pretty standard jungle path, so he just knew he was going to be there at the right place, right time, and Malzahar is just really strong with his rework, his Void Scuffle, or whatever that is, really does rack up the damage.
Yeah, I did just rewind it, and basically it was Mick and Mel's coming in at the same time. But
Two for the stream since we're
yeah,
five.
they had the pincer on him, so he got caught in between them, and Echo landed his stun, and Mick was kind of done from there.
Oh,
Flashes
yeah.
burned on both sides, but he couldn't get out by the time it was too late. Yeah, both junglers going up the top first. And, like you said, he just got counter ganked.
Yeah. One thing I was wondering in the draft, so how did Echo just casually get through until one of the last picks? Did anyone else notice that? Is it just me? On the win down one of his strongest champions?
That was pretty surprising. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to see what he can do, even though he's facing a rather crippled team with their emergency sub and whatnot. And the first blood. Well, they have the card stacked against them. Let's see what they can do. I'm excited for this on pause, really, is what I'm pretty hyped about.
Yep. I've just noticed that spectator handles pauses really, really weirdly.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
When you rewind.
Oh, yeah, no, I tried to get back up to jump to live, but chopped it up. Well, CS differences, as far as those go, everybody's pretty even, except for Maokai, but that's because he just suffered a pretty substantial gank on his lane.
Yeah, and Caitlyn has about one waves where.
Yeah. I don't know if it's just me, but you're kind of chopping in and out with your mic.
I like because Riot no longer likes me.
Rip. All right, well, we're back
With
in
spectate.
it. So it looks like Echo is going to choose to stay in this lane, even though he's pretty low health, but he has his Mel's over by the Stone Bros. Yeah, looks like we're just going to go back to pretty standard laning. One thing, Blab on this brand, I have seen some brands absolutely tear it up with this rework, so I'm excited to see what he can do now that he's on a actual real life AP caster in the mid lane, as opposed to
And
Sion.
he is taking a lot of damage right now as poke from Azir, but I'm interested once they're both 6 and to see how these fights turn out because he does a lot of damage.
Gragas coming in on the gank and bot side. He's going to be able to belly slam right into Lieutenant, who has to flash out to save his life, and they turn over to Medic. Braum slowed. He's just slowly walking away with his shield up. Belly bump lands, and he is going to go down to the Mick cask at the last second. God, that was so closely avoided, but very well played out of
It's me.
Maddie Bargain Bin. Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, lots of flashes being burned, but
In the end, they pick up the kill, and so, I mean, you can't really complain about that. Yeah. Who all burned Flash? Twitch had to burn Flash and heal. Exhaust out of failed Destiny, but almost every single summoner spell blown out of bot lane. And there he is in mid lane. Gosh, he just has really good positioning this past minute. Just where he needs to be. Laying down some damage onto Azir. That's going to give Lab plenty of time to farm up that big fat juicy wave in the mid lane. Look at all that. So first dragon coming out. We got the Fire Drake. Have we played on this patch yet? With the new chromatic dragons? Should we talk about those?
Yeah, I can give a small description of them. So instead of the old way dragons worked, now there will be a random dragon that spawns one of 4 elements: fire, earth, water, air, each one doing a different thing. Fire basically gives you more damage, your move speed quicker. Water gives you lets you deal more damage to towers and monsters.
Yeah. So fire is a very, very big one for very damage-oriented team comps, and that is exactly what Boosted Friendship is. So I can see a pretty early dragon takeout of Malzahar, as Swift said back when he was in the booth. He can pretty much solo dragon at level 4 or 5 with those Rift Scuttlers.
Yeah, and there's already wards on that dragon from BBB because they're aware of how. Hopefully they're aware of how important these early dragons are now. Oh, and Mick does see him.
His spidey sense tingles. And he checks that bush.
Interesting. Alright, and a small skirmish going on top lane. Not much going to happen out of it. Normal top fight, noodles.
Yep. Maybe I'll take a 5th of your health this fight.
Yep.
We'll see.
Just slap each other around a bit. It's really for dominance more than anything.
Yeah, that's very true. Well, 1k gold difference coming out. Oh my goodness, Lieutenant laying down the smackdown on Twitch. But anyway, 1k gold lead, almost, going over to Boosted Friendship. That first blood really made all the difference. Every lane is really able to get a pretty substantial CS lead. Actually, it's only the top lane. So Echo really going to be able to roll away with this one if he plays his cards right.
That's where almost all the gold lead is coming from. Well, rough half of it is coming from up there, which is a decent chunk this early in the game. 500, and Destiny's actually getting ganked, and there comes the Malzahar ult onto him, but Twitch is ulted too. I don't know how much he's going to get out of that. Destiny flashes out. Medic is tanking the turret. He got exhausted, and Twitch going to expunge him, and he goes down, getting a little too hypey under that turret, and Twitch is invisible, and I don't think Lieutenant respects that. If he has expunge, he's dead, and Mick's going to pick it up. I thought... I think Twitch was expunging as he died.
Get trolled by Mick. Well, well done, Mick. I appreciate that. So just 3v2 turning against them. Malzahar able to pull his ult off almost under tower. That was really good, but then everybody else missed all of their skill shots against Trundle, and he's able to walk away almost scot-free.
Yeah, and then they got a little too hypey trying to finish it off, and Medic goes down to the tower damage basically. And now they're looking to pick up that first fire.
Yeah, Azir is wise to this though, and with the amount of damage he can put out, he's not gonna chance it. He's gonna say, "You can have this one, I guess."
He was trying to reach it with that soldier, maybe auto attack, steal it, but they pulled it out. They didn't want any risk that, so.
Well played by Matty Bargain Bin.
They do get the Fire Drake, which gives them 8% increased damage, basically, ability and attack power.
So
the first. Oh, and there comes the Stream of Shuffle onto Blab in mid lane, and he has to dash down to get out of there. And they are still chasing after him. He does stun. There's the ult that passive is going to tick for a decent amount, but it's not enough to save him as from.
Yeah, that was a very good gank out of Echo, using his early advantage to get that mid lane kind of rolling in his favor. One thing to point out that I thought that was kind of interesting in that fight was as Echo ulted and the Brand ult was flying towards him, he actually particle dodged it and the ult seemed to just fizzle. It should have bounced maybe 2 or 3 more times, but able to use his kit to his advantage.
It'll be a cold day in hell when Brand ult jumps like it's supposed to.
Yes, it will be. All right, well, I can see a little misplay there. Probably could have warded up a little bit better. I don't know. How did Echo just wind up in that lane? All of a sudden he was there. Did he teleport, or was he just that sneaky?
I saw him just walk down, and they do have a pink ward in that bush. So I'm assuming he was just not seen, and either it wasn't called, or it wasn't called quick enough, or just not reacted to. But
either way, bot lane is keeping up, so they'll be able to pull a little bit of the way. More than we expected, anyway.
yeah, I mean, between that kill and the CS, it's roughly the same. Twitch does have a minor lead, but not equating to a whole ton right now.
And back to standard lanes. Let's farm it out, guys.
Yeah. I'm assuming we'll see another gank coming out from Malzahar fairly soon. He does have his ult up.
Echo is looking a little squirrely. He's leaving lane. I can feel he really wants to push this lane in and just roam as hard as he can down to that mid lane again. He's been
Speaking of ganks, here comes Admiral not able. Oh, but ulting him anyway. He doesn't care. Oh no! And he takes some tower damage, but it doesn't matter. He actually cancels.
I'm triggered. I'm so triggered right now.
I don't know if Mick wasn't aware of the new Malzahar, but he gets a spell shield, and you're all. Twitch now going for Caitlyn. He ulted in, and she maybe in some.
Picks up the
doesn't
kill.
matter. Can't save her. TP coming in from Captain and a counter TP from the other top laner, and he's still going for it. He stuns them both, but he's looking to get out. He does not want 3v1.
Yeah, I would have really liked to see the counter TP come out a little bit sooner from Alex Stripe. I feel like he would have been able to get to that fight and secure a twisted advance a little bit sooner, but looks like they're able to pull out Echo's ult and head back to spawn. So really well played out of Trundle and Twitch, realizing that Caitlyn was in fact alone, able to pick up another kill and heighten that gold advantage down here in the bot lane for a emergency sub nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean he's definitely playing Twitch right. He's playing it aggressive and he's coming out of stealth like wanting to fight.
Yeah, this man has the balls. So one thing I wanted to get back to that kind of triggers me is Malzahar's new passive. If I remember correctly, it charges up just by walking around doing something that you're just supposed to be doing in League of Legends anyway. And it acts as a spell shield and absorbs 90% of all incoming damage for the first 1 second that you sustain damage from an enemy champion. So, say he just walks out a lane and nobody taps him, and then a Gragas comes up behind him and blows every single spell that he has in the first 1 second. Everything in Gragas' kit is useless. So you really have to be able to outplay.
And an ult coming down. They're going hard on the Twitch. And they get the stun on him, and that should be a dead Twitch and failed Destiny. Should go down from this. Very nice gank, but a gank coming top lane as well. But Stripe is going to flash out of that. He wants nothing to do with it.
Yeah, nice gank coming out of Azir there. But Blab is here on the flank. He's feeling a little squirrely. He wants to go in on this. Mick is going to belly bump.
They should pull this trigger pretty soon.
Yeah, they really need to. They need to do
Blab,
something.
I think Blab wasted his chance here.
Yeah, no, he is way too late, and he'll be lucky if he gets out with his life here.
Oh, Flash, they're trying to get that stun hard. I think Medic might have gone a little too hard, but Admiral's here too, and that ult is going to tick off, and that's going to pop.
Yep, that's going to...
Oh, wow. Lots of damage, and Mick has to flash out of there.
And Medic survives with his life just barely again. Mick able to belly bump out of the Caitlyn Q.
Yeah, that was a very close Caitlyn Q. That was a good guess for where he was going to be, but...
Yes.
Flop, I think, got out.
And yet another gank turned in the other direction.
Yeah, but Azir is massive right now, and they're going to pick up that Rift Herald and give it to top lane right now.
Oh, wow, yeah, he's 5-0. Forget about it. This Azir is going to be doing some pretty crazy damage way too early in the game.
Yeah, he's sitting at gold about 2k over Brand right now.
Yeah, that's... I don't want to sound like I'm sad, but I'm kind of disappointed. Blab was supposed to be the forerunner in this game, and he's fed to an 0-3 start. Do you think he's gonna be able to pull it back, or is his team gonna have to carry the fabled Blabuer to a victory here?
The nice thing about Brand is, no matter what point of the game you're at, he has % damage, and most of them build the laundries.
Okay, all right. Faith in the.
So
we gotta save the faith, I guess.
If they can slow this down a bit, take it down a notch, and like farm for a bit, Brand should still be doing plenty of damage this game. But with where Azir's sitting now, they have to get back to him. They have to kill that Azir.
I think they should really have Mick focus on really ganking that mid lane and getting Brand back into this game at least 1 foot up, because he's currently flat-footed, trying to step up right now. It's hard to do against a 5-0 Azir though.
Yeah, Azir is sitting perfect right now, and he was trying to rotate down, it looks like, but gets seen. But
Well, Azir's sheer bulk should be able to mean a first dragon if Boosted Friendship plays their cards right here. Looks like he's sitting in this bot lane. He wants to try to gank, but he doesn't really know where they are. They don't have the vision to really progress further.
Yeah.
So Malzahar's just going to back up to those Stone Bros, then maybe come back.
another note about the new dragons is that no one took it. It is now a mountain because dragons only stay up for a set amount of time.
Really? I didn't know they
So
decayed.
even though that, yeah. So even though after I think it's 6 minutes, I'm not positive on that, but will go away. So you only actually have a set amount of time to get each dragon.
Well, I didn't even know that.
So yeah, that is no longer a fire. That's now a mountain, which
Well,
will give them increased damage against towers and minions.
Didn't they pick up a fire already? I could have sworn they got that fire dragon. Or did they pulled off it? Never mind, they pulled off it.
Oh no! They did get the fire.
Why does it say 0
Okay.
dragons at the top of the screen?
That's why I thought they didn't get it. But if you look at BBB's champion buffs, they do have a fire drake. So my bad on that one.
It's okay, Tree, we forgive you. But Baron, indicator coming live now. 2 minutes until Baron. Oh my gosh, did we completely miss?
And the TP coming down. This is a huge fight bottom lane. His boss being blown medic in there. He might be in a little bit of danger, but Mikro getting ulted. People going down, 1 dead on each side of the team, and now Echo just going ham. This is a 4v3 though. I do not think they're in a good position here. Ult coming in on Destiny. He's
Echo
low, but
has to be
Captain it
careful.
might go down.
Yep, he
does.
was running low on mana and then ran low on life. And that's going to be a 1 for 2 and a tower for Boosted Friendship. They're getting the tower, but they also went down in the numbers game.
Yeah,
Blab
quite
is
a...
looking froggy here, coming down the ramp. He sees 3 of them, but Auto Director does not care. They're going to take this Mountain Drake for themselves. They're going to get that damage bonus. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Ooh,
Matty
Destiny might
Bargain
be in a
has
bit
something
of
else
trouble
to
here.
say.
Slap
Team
going
better
in,
be
looking
careful.
for the steal maybe. I don't think he's going to get it against the Malzahar, but...
No, probably not.
Oh,
He took it! He took it! No kidding! Oh my
His ult.
god. His ult steals the show. And Blab steals the Mountain Drake for themselves. Now they have 2 dragon buffs, which is going to be very substantial come late game when they need to get that Elder Drake. Wow, that was amazing. Great job, Blabuer. I guess
Mel's
if
didn't
you-
have smite.
Yeah.
Mel's didn't have smite.
He didn't have
Oh
smite,
my
or did
god.
he just blow it early?
I checked. Right after that fight, his smite was still down.
Oh no. Oh no. Guys. Oh no. Well, maybe...
I'm gonna rewind real quick. I gotta make sure.
Okay, thank you. Maybe Blab knew. Maybe Blab just knew and he's like, my percent health that Tree was talking about, it's gonna help me here. Either way, that was a great steal. Maybe a little bit luck or noob, but hey, we're not counting. Oh yeah, so Rift Herald, we completely unnoticed, went over to Echo, and on this patch, Rift Herald buff is much cooler than it was in the past.
No,
you
he
get it
smited
for 20
early.
minutes. He smote early? See, I knew it.
Smited early.
Oh boy. Well, now we're counting, and that was just disappointing.
Oh man.
But Echo getting ganked up in the top lane, and he just does not seem to give a fuck. He's taken so much damage, and just it's seemingly doing nothing to him. He's unfazed. Maokai and Trundle just not able to do any damage.
He bought the Dark Seal and then went tanky.
Actually, I've seen people do this before. With it, Echo's changes, his AP ratios got better past a certain amount, and I believe on 10 stacks of Dark Seal, you're much stronger than pre-patch Echo. Does that make sense? I'm having trouble explaining it. But...
Oh,
Lieutenant, where are you?
And she's gonna crit and take him down.
He's in love.
Gotta respect the Twitch. He's always gonna be looking for you.
Yeah.
And that should turn into a tower here. Medic getting engaged on, and that's gonna pop him almost down to death. But Nick's going low, and they are re-engaging on this. Azir tower comes up. And Captain's not quite able to get Mikaro, and he's tanking that turret. He's in danger. Does look like he's going to be able to make it out. Renai circulation, tanking tower shots. He goes super low with a heal blown.
Oh, man. They want to see his tower, but they just don't have the numbers. Meanwhile, Maokai's top. He's just going to take that tower, but if Azir could have gotten that tower up just a little bit sooner in that fight, he would have come out, if not a double kill, maybe even a triple kill ahead.
Yeah, there was, I think, 5 people between the two teams who came out of that super low health. That was a very close fight.
Now, if I remember correctly, when Azir builds Rylai's, which he has, his towers actually slow, do they not? Because they're doing magic damage?
I'm not sure.
We'll have to watch next time. But let's bring it to this Azir build. 20 minutes into this game, and he's got a Nashor's Tooth and Rylai's Scepter. Pretty big, pretty beastly Azir at this point. He's 40 CS above Blab, who is at a sickly state. Captain gonna dash in, take that tower, and walk away, because that's how top lane goes.
Yeah, this Azir is an absolute monster right now. He is ridiculously far ahead.
Yeah. But anyway, we got to bring it back to this Rift Herald. Shit just keeps happening and we can't talk about it. Oh, and Failed Destiny gets hit with this. Failed Destiny, go back. We need to talk about Herald buff, please.
Failed Destiny. Oh, and Admiral actually getting stunned. That was... Oh, they...
Seem able to
come out, but Renai circulation getting ulted and getting stunned, going down. McGrow also getting stunned and he will go down. Oh, and... Oh, Twitch with the double. Twitch with the... Oh, God,
unable to pull off the triple. He was gonna save the day, but Twitch pops out of nowhere and saves that fight from the briny depths. Oh boy, Twitch is really trying hard to put this new team he's found on his back and carry them to a victory here, to a 1-0 start. I don't know what was going on in that fight. Just SBL Clown. People were hanging out in the jungle like, hey, maybe we should go top and gank these guys, or hey, maybe we should go mid, and they just slowly decided mid, slowly collapsed, and then the other team just slowly collapsed back. Just really SBL Clown.
Yeah, that Twitch ult was hitting multiple people, like, every shot. That was very well played. This may be one of the best, games from a... Oh, and Captain maybe going down. He's gonna die before his shield even lands.
Twitch is doing some incredible damage with that Yumu's.
He's playing great. This may be one of the best subs we've ever had play for us.
He's a ringer. This is this double
rigged?
Who
Where's the script?
Who plays Twitch? That's professional. Is anybody? Is Twitch seen a professional
they
play?
exist. None are really playing it right now.
Okay. Well, maybe this is the start of something magical. Hopefully not, because fucking visibility champs.
Oh, and we do have a push coming out here from SSB trying to get this tower, and it doesn't look like they're going to get collapsed on here.
Oh, they're going to have a pretty good road of escape, though, over there.
Yeah, those traps.
Caitlin's got those traps on lock. So, it
but
looked
they're
like
behind them.
Batty Bargain
and the
Bin was
TP coming in.
oh, there's going to be a fight here, isn't there? This is one of those slow engages we were talking about. Nope, they're gonna be able to lay down.
Everyone wants this so bad, but they can't get there.
Oh my god. It was like running down a wind tunnel trying to touch the end. No one can make it there. Everybody was trying so hard. I could tell.
And the re-engage, they get Azir. He's stunned up.
Oh,
and Azir does Scream shuffle people out, and Twitch is going to go down to a Malzahar ult. Now there's an absolute brawl going on in the middle with brand damage and Caitlyn, and Failed Destiny's going to go down after he flashes, and Nick going down as well. Caitlyn just able to deal tons of damage on the back, and now Renai Circulation is going to get stunned here and taken out as well.
And it is now a 1v4, or 4-1, with only Maokai surviving. So they did very well at the start of that fight. They locked down Azir, and they were really able to draw a lot of pressure onto him, and he had to actually ult to save his life rather than Shurima shuffle someone into his team. They're going to get another tower out of this pretty easily, if not an inhib, but he survived just barely, and Maokai chased maybe a little bit too hard. He really wasn't a damage threat. He probably should have fell back and saved the Twitch, who just got deleted on the back end. He went down pretty early, and a lot of their damage, actually all of their damage, is invested in him right now.
Yeah, with how they engaged that onto Azir and the way the enemy team was positioned, Twitch wasn't able to assassinate someone like he's been wanting to, or has been doing most of this game, and he ended up in the middle of the fight surrounded. So he got taken out, and Caitlyn was able to just sit on the sidelines and just chunk away.
Yeah, maybe he's been really good at positioning previously. This Twitch has. Looks like they're going to be able to get this. Is this the Air Drake? Yeah, this is the Air Drake. This gives a +15 passive movement speed out of combat, and it stacks up 15 for every stack of the Air Drake you have. So their rotation is going to be pretty dang.
Oh, and another fight coming out with ult hopping from the Twitch, and he's going to take one out, and they're still looking for Admiral, but he's going to ult back and just close off that pathway. And that was a good pickup. And if you're wondering how BBB comes back from this, they currently have 3 dragons right now.
Yeah, they're really going to need to get this Elder Dragon and use that to their advantage. Elder Dragon, for those of you who don't know, doubles all buffs previously received. So they give you +30 out of movement, out of combat movement. They have +16% extra attack damage and AP damage, and I believe it's 20% or 20 true damage to buildings. I don't know. Mountain Drake is pretty shit. It's been widely regarded as one of the worst ones. Because in late game, when you kill all the buffs, and I crashed,
and you crashed.
Something broke, and we can't spectate the game.
Oh my god!
Sweet Jesus!
Riot!
What the fuck?
Riot!
What the fuck is happening?
All right, solid. Now I'm solo, and you're not streaming anymore.
Okay. So is the game still live?
Yep.
Oh,
game
good.
is totally live.
It says Captain is creating a custom game. So maybe did any of them crash?
I mean, it's technically possible they lose in 3 minutes, but I doubt it. We do have SSB actually going for a Baron play right now. It is warded on the backside, and BBB is working their way through, and they're teleporting in. Baron is about 3,000, 2,000, and here comes the teleport in, and Mindbug's flooded.
Ripperoni, ladies and gentlemen. This is the
every
SBL
single
clown.
caster.
Jesus Christ. What is
Mindbug's
happening?
flooded.
Oh my god. So now no one can know what happens in this game.
We have no idea.
Oh god.
What the fuck?
You think all those 5v5 spot lane at 5 minutes is the SBL clown? No, ladies and gentlemen. This is the SBL clown. God
so
damn
it bug splats, and I'm taken to an endgame screen that tells me that blue team wins.
User joined your channel.
So does that mean
is the
blue
game
team
over,
wins?
Swift? Is that what happened?
All right,
joined
so
your channel.
I just got confirmation from the teams. Riot's game is shit, all that. There was a tale of bravery and one rat trying his hardest to carry 4 guys he didn't care about, but ultimately the SS boosted friendship ran them over like
Okay.
it was a boat on wheels and they were a bunch of ants.
So knowing that, I know exactly
And then Tree died.
and hard. And I guarantee what happened there is they tried to fight over that Baron, and it was almost dead. They smited Baron, mopped him up, and pushed for the win.
Well, so that's that. So SS Boosted Friendship taking game 1. So we are going to pull our 3-minute stream break real fast before we start game 2. So we will BRB. Thank you for sticking with us through all of the technical difficulties. There probably can't be any more in this next game.
There hopefully can be. Please, for the love of God.